This is Paul Dufour talking to you about Canvas Extra. Today I'm going to talk about working with multiple objects in your sketch. So I have an engineering sketch I'm going to create here of a plate with a hole in it under a tensile force. So I want this hole to be in the center of the plate, so I'm going to pick both of those objects. I'm going to shift click to pick both, and from the Align palette I'm going to pick center. I want this hole subtracted from the plate to make a hole in the plate, so I'm going to use the combine menu and I'm going to say subtract front. So now I have a plate with a hole in it. I want to have a set of distributed arrows along each of the edges, so I'm going to pick this one and I'm going to use the duplicate function, which is Command D, and so it makes another arrow. I'm going to position it about where I want it, and then I'm going to repeatedly hit Command D. And if I want to make these evenly distributed, I'm going to move that guy there. I'm going to pick all of those arrows, go back up to the Align palette and say distribute vertically. I want to group these so I can work with them together as a group. So I'm going to group, and then I'm going to copy and paste, and I want them pointed in the other direction, so I'm going to say flip horizontal. Move that over here. And for these icons here, I have these in my symbol palette, and these are objects that I drew. I can say ungroup here, and you can see that it's individual entities that I can group together to work with them as if they were one object. So for example, I could scale them. To make my sketch a little bit more interesting, I'm going to utilize this bitmap here of a computer image of the stresses in the plate. So if I move this over here, you can see it's behind my vector image. The bitmap is behind the vector image, and I don't really want that. So I could do a couple things here. I could make this plate transparent by changing the opacity, or I could use this transfer function and I could say multiply, which basically like adds the colors together. So that will work for what I'm doing. So I want this to be centered on this. So I'm going to pick this object, pick this one, go back up to Align and say center. And then I want to show a distribution of the stresses on the edge of the plate. So once again, I have a set of objects that I drew here that are grouped, so I can work with them together. So I can pick the individual entities, say group. I can put that where I want it. And if I want it on both sides of the hole, I can copy, paste, and I can say flip vertical this time. And now I have my completed engineering sketch showing the stresses on a plate under a tensile load.